You know it's not fun. Yeah? Not because of your hair or your shirt, because of your shirt. Is that okay? Want to know, you are sorry recording now. Yes. God bless you. We want to know whether local variables in some program are statically or dynamically candidate. Don't don't fill your stomach early morning with sugar. You are young now, it will not do you no harm, but later it will give you birth to serious acids in your stomach. There are three poisons in blood. And they are all white. Three poisons in blood. I'm not saying you should not take it for emotional satisfaction, but minimize it. But if you must take them, avoid them as first aid. It's the cause why many pregnant children are lost. There are three enemies of man. There are enemies of man, but men love their enemies. This is even if you train yourself not to be taking sugar, soon tea without sugar will be good in your mouth. Just train yourself. Just start. Minimize salt. Soon some people go for you say salt is too much. You say but salt is not too much because you are working you can make control. You know that. They are not good for the skin, they are not good for the skin. But we always love them because they are what? Sweet. For children, they are manageable because one, the sugar, they play a lot and the brain need glucose. But as you are getting older, at least for your age, even if you taste sweet, it should be later in the evening for your brain. But early morning and body, so that something else will enter the stomach before that poison enters. It has the capacity to grow acid. I won't say she used to travel. Can't you taste water? Can't you taste water? I'm not saying you should taste. It's not a flower. I'm looking at their poisons. It's an advice, not an instruction. So then the next question we want to know. We want to know whether actual parameters of this, the type of actual parameter, the type of actual parameters of a subprogram is checked against the type of the former parameter. We want to know. We want to know whether nested subprogram is allowed in the programming language. Number three, we want to know everything we want to know. We want to know whether nested subprogram is allowed or supported by the programming language. We want to know. Supported. We want to know if nested programming is supported. Whether closure is it closure? Yes. Whether closure. We want to know if nested subprogram is supported, whether closure is allowed. We want to know. We want to know whether a subprogram can be a parameter to another subprogram. We want to know. We want to know if a subprogram can be a parameter to another subprogram. What is the execution environment of the past parameter? We want to know. We want to know. These are things we always want to know. If the subprogram it can be a parameter to another subprogram, and whether the past parameter, what is the execution environment of what? The past parameter. We want to know. We want to know the return type of a function. We want to know. We want to know. Very important. That one is very important. We want to know. We want to know the number of value a function can return. We want to know. We must know that. Bros, we have to know that. We want to know. We want to know the parameter. We want to know the parameter passing technique employed by the subprogram. We want to know. And it's also very important we know whether side effect is allowed in a subprogram. We want to know. I think it's also good we know. You don't want to know. You see now, you just cut me off. The person that was teaching me now, I just said, what are these your children doing again? People don't want to know. What did I say last? And we want to know if side effect is allowed in the subprogram. We want to know. We want to know if a subprogram can be overloaded. We should know. In C, for example, those things happen. Call it polymorphism. We want to know. We also want to know whether a subprogram is allowed to be generic. That is, assume different type of parameter at different call execution. We want to know. These are some of the things, this is not all, at least some of the things we should want to know about the subprogram. Okay. These are some of the things we want to know. Why do I always emphasize on design issues? Though when I was being taught, and it was not taught up to this level, we stopped in chapter 2. That is what they call it. History. We're doing many programming language. These questions we are saying you want to know, whether we discuss it or not. For example, though some of you, many of you, most of you may not design a new programming language, but we can't tell. Are you aware? I can't tell now who will be greatest among you. I can't tell now. It's too early to tell. If I use result, I'm making a very big mistake. For the best professors of the world did not make first class. Hello, I cannot tell now. It is too early for me to tell. I repeat, most of the Nobel Prize winners did not make first class. Hello. So it is too early for me to tell. But I have to inform you, necessarily inform you, as I was telling them in the lecturer platform, that programming is not a specialization. It is a basic and necessary tool in computing. I said it in my inaugural lecture. And I'm telling you again. Some people will say my area is not programming, it's programming an area. Every area in computing involves programming. Even networking, cyber security, even the analysts that may not program is preparing the foundation for what? Programming needs the basic knowledge of programming. Because he is to lay the foundation for a programmer to carry on and implement that also. And therefore, if he's not programmer in mentality, at least in thought and thinking, he cannot prepare and lay the necessary ground for the designer, the architects, before you get to what? The architect, before you get to the designer, before you get to the programmer. Are you seeing what I'm saying? So, if the university hierarchy will allow us recommend employment from bottom, some people that have no business being lecturer will not be lecturers. But you know, job is always connection. Some of us that were a little bit top flyers in our class, stubborn, though not the best, we could not enter here. It was difficult. It took Fajri, a pastor of CAC, to pray me into this place. They said no. They said what? No. It takes the wisdom of Professor Hoyer of Church of God Mission as dean to bring me in. They said God told them I will go far. They said God told them I will fight for him. They said God told them I will be principal. When they were telling me, I was laughing because this God they are talking about, I did not know him. But they said he told him so. But at last today, what I hate most is oppression, corruption. No wonder he said, not those that say, Lord, Lord, but those that do my will. A professor came to my office yesterday and made a very big revelation. That somebody and somebody's here paid over 600,000 last year and went to sleep because they believe it has been arranged. That my being made HOD squatted all the arrangements. Is that even enough for Jesus? I'm asking. Just my being made HOD. Negative arrangements were squatted. Is that not enough preaching? Is that not enough deliverance? I don't know what the pastor is doing. I cannot do more than what pastor is. Just by my assumption of office. Yes, sir. The demons that possess people. They just run away. Because they know. I am a slave that have no head. If you are caught, it's sure it is school that is holding my hand. Which I love. Well. I said, letter in my office of past statement of Lakusake professor. Just left it there. I just want him. But I know as you are exposing them, catching them, protecting the students, what they are doing is simple. They will be ganging up against me. But don't gang up against God's power. But I was ganged up against before I was born. I'm used to gang up. When it is too strong, it comes out. I will remind God, nature, of how I got this job. That on my own, I was not interested. You called me. they are fighting me. Like, go and tell them you called me. I don't pray prayer. I say, go and tell them you called me. That is just a request. Is that a prayer? I was called. I have evidence. If you really did, it's time again to prove it. Like when my father died, once somebody said he's a cultist, and he tried to possess my father's house. A young boy that's almost in position 13 went to, I'm the first son, whether you like it or not, whether I away or away. He went to open the key of my father's bedroom. By those of you that have been, you know that only the first son has a right to that room, and went to be sleeping there. And I did not do anything. Like we have been beating here. I said, I just came to carry my father's picture. I said, Daddy, am I really your first son? If I am, I just need a sign. It's 7 days. Yeah. Yeah, 7 days.
Somebody say power.
No, of you are praying instead of negotiating and asking questions. Did Apostle Paul not tell you that you don't know how to pray? That you pray and miss? You don't know how to pray. I sit there and pray in church. Are you talking to God? If there is God, is he who you are talking to like that? And you are jumping up and down? Is he your mate? Even Satan is bros. You bind him with respect. The angel that God sent to deliver Daniel, is it Daniel, when his prayer was being heard? Use respect. He said, the Lord rebuke you. Use respect. If you have authority, sure, if you are shouting too much in prayer, stop shouting, you have no power. God is not with you. If he's with you, don't shout. So the more noise you make, the more God is far from you. It's not deaf now. Doesn't need the earpiece. So what am I saying? Younger ones. Learn how to pray, negotiate, discuss. Even with demons, discuss. What operates in the spiritual realm is law and right. Is that okay? Not emotion. And when you are feeling you are guilty, the wisest thing is you ask for mercy and favor. And some of the prayers some of us need is mercy and favor. Nothing else. Can the countries that are killing people, they are pursuing, want to kill him, you run to church and say, God, deliver me from the hand. That's stupid prayer. That's wicked prayer. But you not told that he that killed by the sword will go by the sword? So go on your knees and be saying, mercy. God, I am guilty. Those pursuing me are right. God, help me. You can even strike a deal. If you can save me, some will say, I will serve you. Some will say this thing. Then they will watch you do it. Do me. You know, why should you be a thief and police arrest you, you are crying? I hate it. Are you aware of what you are doing? Do you understand that? If that is why I don't steal. If I steal, bros, I don't. If I kill you, I will say I kill you. If I kill you, I say I kill you. Or I will kill you, I will be ready for the consequence. And when I'm passing the consequence, I'm not bothered because I judge myself and say I deserve it. Those of you that are very close, you will hear me say I will not make it. Because I have judged myself, oh boy. So mercy and favor. But if you don't have any prayer to pray, pray Lord's prayer and that one. It's more powerful than your voice. Just leave that. Pray Lord's prayer. Say it 2 or 3 times. Get up. Rest. It's more powerful than your voice making. What God here is a pure, say a pure heart, a contrite heart. He will not reject. And what do we say we want to do? How many things we say do what? Now you already understand the overloading. You know what is overloading now? Overloading is when a given sub-program is now being made to perform more than one function, depending on the task or role. Depending on the parameter he receives, he will not determine. He will not determine whether what he will not do. Then you see that particular sub-program has been what? Overloaded. There will be many things he's doing inside, depending on what he receives, depending on what he will it's overloaded. Sometimes I think programming language like, but overloading is different from polymorphism. Take note of that. Overloading, because we ask you, should not always set sharp contrast. Overloading of subprogram is when one subprogram, not duplicated, is able to perform more than one function, depending on the parameter it receives. While polymorphism is where you have several functions with same name but different formal parameters, order, number, and type. With different formal parameter, order, number, and type. That depending on the order, number, and type, it will invoke a setting or one of those subprograms. That would say it's not polymorphism. It's different from subprogram overloading. Though both of them will be depending on the parameter you pass. But in polymorphism, a different subprogram is being invoked. But in subprogram, it is the same subprogram that is being invoked. The other one the polymorphism will make you believe that it is the same program, but it is not the same program. Are we okay? So there is a difference between polymorphism. That is cheap difference. And what? Overload in subprogram. That's how we say we want to know whether the program supports, whether the subprogram, in a given language, whether the subprogram can be what? Overloaded. Is that okay? We want to know whether it can be what? Most OOP language support polymorphism. It may not support overloading. Because overloading on its own is a threat to reliability. Where in the stomach of one subprogram, it has different blocks performing different roles depending on what they receive. Are you seeing it now? So it can make the subprogram to be overblotted in an attempt to be what? Overloaded. And that may make it less content coupled. Less functionally cohesive. Because one subprogram now have several goals. In polymorphism, each of the functions have a unique goal. But in overloaded subprogram, one subprogram has several goals. And when the goals are too many, as they increase in number, the subprogram becomes unatomic. And the advice is that a subprogram should be atomic in nature, performing one and only one goal. Are you seeing what I'm saying now? So there is the advantage anyway of it being of supporting overloading a sub-program is that it is good, particularly it is good for maintenance, it is bad for maintenance. it may just aid. It may be used for some. It may be that a program that supports subprogramming overloaded may be useful for building some things that are just like where you can make well it will still make it heavy where when you invoke it depending on what you pass with it do whatever it do for you it's able to do more than one thing. Yes sir, somebody is raising up hand. Sit down. When a portion calls multiple function or the number of arguments. The caller is not the subprogram. True of us. A caller can call as many subprograms as he wants. Are you seeing it now, brother? We say a subprogram is nested. I'm sure that's why it's confusing you. When another subprogram is defined inside, when a subprogram is defined inside another subprogram, we say it is what? Nested. But when a subprogram calls a subprogram, that is not nesting. This is in one column. Do you understand now? A caller can call as many as it deems fit. Are we okay? Do you understand that? But sometimes in polymorphism, depending on the parameter or whatever, the particular subprogram that will be called will be known. But in overloaded, it will not be known. But really, please avoid overloading. You know, when we're discussing the overloading operator, we say it's not also what? Good. Except otherwise, in line with natural way of what? Is that what you said? So the same thing applies. You must be careful of overloading. For that, we're not telling you whether you overload or not. You want to find out if your programming language will allow you to overload a subprogram. Is that okay? So that if there is a need, which I don't know now, but depending on what you want to do or the design given to you to implement, there's a need for you to overload. You can now what? Overload. The designer, the architect, the analyst and the architect, mostly the architect is really the overall boss that will give you codes to implement those what is involved. Is that okay? Is that okay? It is real life software development. It's not one person that built from the beginning to what? Even some of our web applications are simple applications. Imagine the application that runs a spacecraft. Hello? Are you seeing what I saw now? You saw it now? Imagine some application. Say to your front end, there's their front end, their back end. There's front end, their back end. You understand that? But when you're dealing with web application now, because it is based on the client server architecture, they are now made whose name out of it and they are making. Is that okay? Because the client server architecture is server end and the client end. So I think I've addressed overloading. As much as possible, we always advise that some program should not be nested. If you really design well, you know, I think that they must have taught you modularization as a principle. Is that also? Cool. So if you really design well, so that you maintain a very disciplined and technical structure, it should be hard. It should be hard for you to be nested. So, but it's good you find out whether your program allow it. Any program, class help and is support. So you should say what you want to ask questions. Are you okay? My family is useless. It's companies. Design company. He said they not get the advantage of overloading some program. I said they don't design companies. It's design companies. That design companies that will make maintenance to be difficult. Take note. Software maintenance, you spend more than 10 of software will effort to spend on maintenance. Anything we can do to make life better for the maintenance we do it. Is that okay? That is why most of these software houses need SF, need some of us as their consultant. Because when Jackpot syndrome hit Nigeria last 2 years, banks were in trouble. And the cause was that they were not documenting. The young man will not be employed, he's just a genius, he will just do everything, his why is working. And when there's problem, they call him. They did not imagine that what of if he dies? Yes. What of if, as a Jackpot now, what of if another company just pay ×5 of what you are paying him? So that you cannot even pay that money again. So these 3 reasons are the reasons. And because for a fact, software is to outlive man, means the people that started the company around the program will die and go. The program will still be existing. And then they have to be maintained. We have what we call legacy software and applications now. There was a time about some years back, America were searching for COBOL programmers to come and maintain some of their legacy systems that were built on what? On COBOL. So, as some people say we have our curriculum, we have formal language, the curriculum should be scrapped. Who will scrap it? Why should it be scrapped? It can never be scrapped. You must know it. Is it not until they asked me that what I was teaching that day, say what is the practical relevance of this thing to computing? And that's when I was talking about BNF and EBNF. Is that not true? I know I remember very well. I'm going to remember. Even when I was driving, there's a time I don't remember again, I would just laughing. This generation, they're just after working. There are so many knowledge you have to just get. Upon that lays the foundation. They are the old men, the old parents that you must not kill. When the youth rise, they say all these old men are useless. Let us kill all of them. Then tomorrow they will be looking for one secret. They have killed all of them. So your strength, your advantage is your strength. But remember, as you are growing up now, you are wiser than you were when you were age 10. If you are wiser now than you were when you were age 10, why are you saying that you kill that 90-year-old man? That is not useful again. If you are wise, I tell you today, make old men your friends. You will not only live longer, you will be wiser. Don't make your age mates your friends. They have no wisdom. Make old men and old women your friends. They will tell you they are witches. Make them your friends. At least you have a witch or wizard as a friend. Not that when your car is not fault, you say the old man is the cause. Wizardry and witchcraft has nothing to do with age. There are some permanent school teachers. There are some people that will flog. They'll come and flog them in the night. Who told you that the greatest wizard, for example, in this land or in this United community, is the oldest person? Who told you? Who told you that's that one year, one girl? More powerful in the water kingdom there. And as he's working with, doesn't work with small river, he works with ocean. And if your mind is open, you see him, he's never working, he's always swimming. And you will now foolishly go and rape such a person. Is that okay? Witchcraft and wizardry are not in place. Take care. Don't call old people witches. Is that okay? Is that okay? For example, The greatest offense you can offend me is to call my mom or my dad a witch or a wizard. I will never forgive you. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. It's what I recorded against sin, against Holy Spirit. For me, you don't. If it's a witch, if they were a wizard, I should be dead by now. The real witches are those that abort children. They're witches. How can you not say my mom is a witch when I was not aborted? Just look at me. When I was a child, I was useless. I cannot match my head and I would die if it was really a witch. You cannot make those sacrifices and I call him a witch. If he or she is a witch, a wizard or a witch, I think it's a wonderful wizard or a witch. If any villager confess my mother that is a witch, I'll say, Mommy, I bless you. No wonder they're not able to do me anything. Keep it up, Mommy. I will even ask him, Mommy, go and sleep now. You look to have meeting today. Don't ever open your mouth and call the womb that conceived you, the sperm that gave birth to you, a witch or a wizard. Don't ever try it. For they are in you, and you are in them. If they are, you are. Please, I beg you. Is that okay? And for greatness to come, avoid calling people witches or wizards. I saw different witches and wizards somewhere. Somebody said, are you a witch? Are you a wizard? I said, before God. I said, I'm too old to deny that I am. But I know the spiritual implication. Check the continents that don't destroy them, prosper. And the continents that call them names and demonize and destroy them, where are we today? Are you the only people that read the Bible that do not spell a wish to you? The America not read it? The Europe not read it? Why are they still celebrating witchcraft and wizardry? And there's even books I can give you to read if you want to be a witch. People wrote it. It's there online. What I say I should bring it out, it's clear. I say, are they hiding it? Little white men hide it. Bezos once advertised that he want to form a department of wizardry. He advertised. Oh, you think your country can even make it without wizardry? Okay, you should be reading now. Scholar first class. I remember I told you that success is not in your hand. Your own is to work, I mean. Now put left hand. Don't go back over. You're wearing your bag over. You don't know what is your bag over. Okay. Go and ask why Joshua, coach, said he should come and greet his people when he was to fight the second fight against the man that defeated him. When he came, I said, yes, he has come to pay homage, he will win this fight. I bet 10,000 that he will win the fight against the man that defeated him before Rose, and he won. Because he has come to pay homage to his ancestral roots. Why are you people foolish? They are destroying, telling you your land, your gods are demons, and you have come to believe that your gods are demons. Like the petition that I wrote now, I said, only the gods and the ancestors saved me. I did not say only God, I said only the gods. I know the gods are more than one. Only the gods and the ancestors saved me. Yeah, it's there. Who is hiding it? My ancestors leave me alone, I will fail. I will fall. My dead father is still joining me to do anything else. As he dies, he becomes strong. The Jews will tell you that. Go to America, the Jews still do their annual sacrifice, they kill fowl and meat. What is wrong with you? How are the greatest people in the world? It's not the Jews. Whatever. They told me that your own is not good. That your own is not good. You carry that person home. I told the pastor, a Catholic priest, I said, you said I should. You don't serve any image. Is that what you told me? He said yes. And I pointed to what I'm saying in front of him in his office. I said, what is that? He said, no, he doesn't pray to it. And I said, but I kept to visit you, I kept to go to you in your church when you were doing Thanksgiving, somebody got there and say yes. And specifically, this Catholic that is in there, that's here. Only kids go back. I said, Patrick. You saw it, you saw the image, and people will kneel down before that woman carrying a baby. Just like Indiana Yesige and Yesige is child. You kneel down there and I pray to the woman. Is that not different from shrine? So let us not deceive ourselves. Africa will not make it. Yes, until we go back to our roots. It's not a curse. I'm telling you, we will not make it. And white men know. I don't know, you know something that was circulating around 18, is it 17 or 1835, when they said that the only way to conquer Africa is to take their culture and blah, 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 blah. Who read it? It was moving around 2-3 years ago. It's social media. That they agreed that the only way to conquer Africa is to change their culture and make them believe that anything foreign is good. Huh? You said?
You have to rewrite the story for
yes. So that's what we have to do again. Even the gay they are sending to you. Now, who told you that gay started with them? Yeah? Who told you?
No, your boy.
Go to Egypt arts. Go to Egyptian arts. Then you will see that they are copycats, refining things for you. So if you have revelation, you are a programmer, you can dream and write your program, you can just get this thing and develop this thing. My brother, build it. What did I say? Build it. Knowledge alone cannot change the world. After all, knowledge is just an integral portion of what man is able to attract from the spiritual world into the understanding of humanity. That's what. So many things exist. The one that man is able to translate into humanity understanding is what we call knowledge. That's why in 1,000 years they will still be discovering things. There's a city of solution, a sea where solution is. The little we can get, bring it. And that's what I don't handle is the little. That's Apostle Paul said, those things that are not seen are greater than those that are seen. Those things you see are not as good or great as the things you see not. What you see not is a sin. You're not going to tap for it. So I don't know. So I've discussed parameter passing technique for example. So you know what generic means that the subprogram can assume different types. And that is a very serious threat to reliability. I hope you know. When it comes to type issue, it's not defined. Any type, no. Reliability is not, any type is not good. And but for it's most language like Python and all that are weakly typed support subprogram to absorb any type at any time. So to enhance programmer flexibility, but do that for reliability is a serious. That attribute may be good for web-related application and data analytics because they deal with data usually of different types. Because different types of what you don't know. You cannot predict the exact type of data you go to be. And one of the things we should. Okay, well, of course, we want to know the return time. It's very important. Of course, most of you have understood that. That the return time usually of any time. So I can even be void where it's not returning anything. I will now ask me which time is void. When is the time that is not complete time? Somebody asked me that question. He said, what time is void? I said, it's the time that has not been time. He said, okay, what is it? He said, what is the time? I said, void. He said, no time. I said, no, the time is void. He said, what is void? I said, no time. So the time void, is that okay? That simply means it's not returning anything. Are you okay? Then, a function will give more than one value. Ideally, it is a procedure that gives more than one value, not what? A function. A function is actually meant to return at least, not to return at least, to return one and only one value. Is that okay? Is that okay? Yes. Is that okay? Only procedure can return 0 or what? Or more. But some language, you want to know. You find out from the language whether the language will allow you to return more than one. But I don't know what you really do because we normally return them and use them as a variable, an expression. Is that not true? So So with that, let me hold it. Now, I gave you Jesus, so I will use yes, I will use
It's just one subprogram. It's not one
yes.
So if it's doing just one subprogram,
If yeah, it depends. That means if the language, for example, I'm not saying so. If the language is supposed to download, it will return one function depending on the context too, but it can return several. So you know, we say whether it can return the number of tabs, it can the number of value it can return. But if it return only one, it will return the one that is suits the context. For example, I can teach very well. So the student said over time. Is that not so? Bad boy said during politics said I can manage very well. It's still the same thing. I just said that. Depending on where I am, determine where I am. Now I'm modeling you to be of good behavior. But I can also model you to be of terrible behavior. But I cannot do that in class, except maybe in club and when you are graduated. I don't know if you understand that. So that is about it. So, it's not a paradox. If I slap this guy and I slapped it, because but if I slap him with 100 pounds, the question slap me more. You say, oh, I want your back. Yes, so you say slap me, sir. Because yeah, okay, slap me that. I just slap you alone like that. What happened? You say sorry. What did I do? But when I say what, I say what? You say sir. So you see that because we are state machine, our output is always a function of what? Our input. But I tell you today, even when you are giving a certain input, look at your environment. The way I will behave in the beer parlor is not the way I will behave in the office. And know the rule of your environment so that if you are slapping somebody, you are sure you are within the rules. Let the rules be in your head. The first thing you do when you get to a working place, when you get a job, is to know the rule of that place. Please, go learn it, master it. Okay. So what you are doing will be within the rule. For he that is always within the rule can hardly be destroyed. But no man is indestructible.